I wish I wish that was how Putin was thinking, but
Hmm.
from what I'm reading about the war, I think the Russians are a little, not a little worried, but it hasn't gone according to their plan, and they're fighting a war of attrition with an unclear outcome. And I believe right now the goal is to weaken Ukraine as much as possible to bring them to the negotiating table because both sides are experiencing massive losses and a lot of
Sure.
pressure from their domestic constituencies, but also internationally. And we've seen this like with the massacres already several years ago in Ukraine, where they're just going through cities and killing everyone, burning them in mass graves. They have been disgustingly cruel towards a country that is like-minded and is supposed to be a part of Russia,
Mhm.
according to their thinking. So I think the whole idea of discriminating civilians versus combatants is just, it's been long not a priority. Whether they have still the capabilities, the sophisticated capabilities, it'll be, we're hypothesizing on this, right?
Mhm.
But if I look at what they have been losing over the past few years, I'd say I'm not really sure because they lost a lot of their IT forces. Already during the period where Putin announced partial mobilization, we saw so many Russians leave Russia because they were scared. They didn't want to go to the front lines and fight. We had over, different estimates say between 500 and a million Russians fled the country. And I don't know much if you followed. I was literally looking at some the air flights and the maps,
Mhm.
and they were like the prices of tickets skyrocketed because everyone wanted to get on a plane to Turkey or
Sure.
Greece and just leave. And at some point, the Russian government even said, "No, you can't leave." They closed the airports. That was
Mhm.
terribly scary. And we saw like lines with cars trying to go through the border with Georgia and Finland, and some estimates that I've read say that about 10% of Russia's IT force fled the country in that period.
Mhm.
And if you think about it, the people that actually have the ability to get up and leave and have a plan to escape, those are probably abroad. Those are probably the educated individuals that have high paid jobs in the IT sector. So I imagine a lot of their basically cybersecurity talent fled the country. The ones
Mhm.
that were somehow already tied with the FSB and the GRU probably couldn't leave as easily, but I would imagine a lot of them did. So, based on that and what we've seen in Ukraine and the types of operations we've seen, I'd say they're probably overstretched right now.
Mhm.
And their focus is still Ukraine.